Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Joy of Troy's Easy Peasy Vegetarian Cooking, sponsored by the Women's Ministry here at Joy of Troy. We are having our second, it's not our first, I was going to say our first time here at the Joy of Troy, but it's not our second time. So we just want to welcome everybody here tonight. We are at the church, so we have a little bit of a live audience here with us, which is really nice and a little bit of a change. There you go. There you go. So we're going to be making, Anissa is going to be making vegetarian chicken tacos tonight. And Elder Net is going to be making dessert for us. Do I give it away or do I have them wait till the end to see what it's going to be?
Wait till the end.
All right, wait until the end. Stay tuned because this is a dessert we know a lot of people love. So I'm going to turn it over and give it to Anissa. All right.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Easy Peasy. So tonight on the menu is chicken tacos, vegetarian chicken tacos. And I'm just going to take you through a run through of all the ingredients you will need for today's meal. And this meal is no more than like 30 minutes. So it's a quick, easy meal, and I'm sure your family will enjoy it. So brought to you by Save Money, Live Better, Walmart. So you're going to need the Morningstar chicken strips. You're going to need some limes, some guac, vegetable oil, some taco cheese or taco blend cheese. You want your tortilla. You also want onion, whatever onion you'd like. Some people I know prefer red onion. Some people prefer, yellow onion. I prefer yellow onion, so you can do yellow onion, and some lettuce because, you can't have a great taco without lettuce. So we're going to get started. We're going to just cut some onions. So I have already sliced some up. I'm going to cut it and mince it in some smaller pieces. And then while these are minced, I'm going to start on your mincing of the onions. And you're going to start heating up your grease, heated on a low or medium. You don't want to cook it too hot, and you don't want your grease to be too hot and burn down your house. That would be really bad. So you're going to start on 350. The oil should be nice and warm and ready for these strips. This is my first time doing a cooking show. So if I repeat myself, just write it down, folks. That means it's just important, okay? So I'm going to throw some onion in here. You hear that sizzle? That's what you want. You want your onions and that grease to talk to you. You throw your onions in there and you'll dump your whole bag of strips in here. Now, everybody's like, well, what are you going to season it with? Chicken seasoning. And for all of those who are on their toes like, oh, she's using chicken. Not real chicken seasoning. It's just chicken seasoning. And it's good because it even has a vegetarian recipe on the back. There's no real chicken in this. Just chicken seasoning. We're going to drizzle some of that all over your stuff. And then you will let everything do the work by mixing it around and allowing it to cook. You may ask, how much oil do I use or how much oil do I need? 2 capfuls is good. That's it. You don't need a whole lot. You don't want to drink your stuff in oil. I learned that from my grams. So while this is cooking down and everything, you can cut your tomatoes. If you want to do fresh guac, cut your avocados and stuff up, or you can have this pre-cut and everything. So when it comes time to make your taco and everything's all ready and stuff. So we're gonna allow this to continue to cook. Right now, if you're using one of the electric stoves, like these little electric to-go cooking pots, my heat is set on 375, which should be good. It's gonna cook it not too hot, Not too cool, just right to cook everything down. And the reason why I continue to stir it and stuff so it doesn't stick is so everything's getting cooked evenly. Okay. So while I let that cook, I'll start cutting up my lime. And everybody's like, oh, what's the limes for? It adds a little zest to your taco for those of you who like lime. If you don't, that's okay too. You can also add cilantro. You can add all types of things, wherever you like your taco. I like rice in my taco. I like beans in my taco. I like all types of things, but we're just gonna keep it simple tonight.
I'm gonna just chime in on the side here while she's cooking. If anybody has any questions, I'm just helping Anissa out a little bit here. I'm just cutting some tomatoes since we have some guests and some people with us. We want to make sure we have enough to feed everybody. So if anybody has any questions or comments, you know, please feel free to chime in. If you are on Zoom, if you want to put your questions in the chat or I don't know, I think we can probably somehow monitor that. We have someone on Zoom and we can get your questions answered.
Any of you have any questions? You want to know anything? I can tell you what these chicken strips can go with. So of course I'm making tacos with these chicken strips. That is not the only dish you can make with these. I like making chicken fajitas with this. You can also make vegetarian chicken Alfredo with this. You can do all kinds of things with this. Chicken wraps, the buffalo chicken wrap and stuff, and just make it a vegetarian style. These things, you can use them for literally anything. Chicken Caesar salad, boom, there you go. All types of things.
Okay, question.
Yes.
How long, sorry if you said this, I was cutting tomatoes. So about how long should they cook the chicken strips? How long should they, how do they know when they're done? And how long should they cook that?
I would say 10 minutes or until they're like brown.
Okay.
Now, some people like their brown. Some people like them a darker brown. Some people like them a lighter brown. I like them enough to look like a syrup color sometimes, or lighter than that. The whole thing doesn't have to look like that. You don't want to make it super duper dark. Just enough to your liking.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the chicken strips, do you use them frozen or do you thaw them first?
I use them frozen and let the juices from the frost and all that mix in with this. Now you can choose to have them defrost before you make them. Me, preferably, I just do it while it's frosted and allow it to cook down, because then it allows you to also not have to add oil and stuff to your pan because you're using the frosted stuff as something to help cook it. Any other questions?
And that's all you use, chicken?
Yep, and the chicken seasoning. Now, if I don't have the seasoning, I use what's in the seasoning. So I'm going to read the ingredients to you. If I can find it. Okay, I found it. So be salt, garlic, paprika, onion powder, black pepper, and you can do, I like using smoked paprika. So I just like that taste and that flavor, but those are the things that I would actually use if I didn't have the seasoning.
So the seasoning makes it really qualify for easy peasy. It's all
together. You just put it in there. And for those of you like, oh, I don't like all that seasoning and stuff, just do some salt and pepper. That goes a long way too. Me preferably, I just like trying new seasonings and stuff and seeing how far it'll go.
Yeah, that's okay. We have like some kind of spices like fajitas.
No, you can use fajitas. If you do, like I like to do spicy chicken tacos. Old El Paso makes a spicy, like a spicy mix. You can have a regular taco seasoning mix, and you can mix it in with your chicken and go to town, because they'll have all the things that you would need instead of you pulling out a bunch of seasonings and, oh, well, let's sprinkle a little of this and let's put a dash of this. So, yeah.
Regardless of texture, vegetable protein is also great for tacos.
Who said that?
Grandma.
Oh, ground.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Extra vegetable protein is also great for tacos.
Mm-hmm. Graham knows.
We'll repeat it just in case they can't. I don't know if they can hear. Can they hear him when he's talking?
Yes. Can they hear him? Can you guys hear Josh? Josh. Oh.
Say it again. Texture what?
Textured what?
Okay. So TVP, textured vegetable protein, you can also use if you don't want to use the chicken strips.
You also want to like for like a color test or like a color check. I would say, I was going to say like syrup that's too dark. We're going to do like toast, like a toast. You want it to be that color. So, you guys are probably like, goodness, she's doing a lot of mixing.
Well, you want to keep it going. So it doesn't
Yeah.
burn.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Did you put the lime in there?
No, I didn't put the lime in there. I normally just put
Do
the
it
lime
afterwards?
juice over. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is super, I mean, this is super, super easy. It's literally one pan.
Mm-hmm.
One pan, that's all you're using, just cooking this chicken. Everything else is pretty much fresh, right?
Mhm.
It's just, you're using fresh or raw, which is really
Yeah. And like, let's say we're doing chicken fajitas. What you would do is you add your vegetables, cook your vegetables first, like your onions and your peppers and stuff, preferably bell peppers, and saute them and everything. Add your chicken in at the end, mix it all together, continue to cook it, and then voila. Put it over some rice or anything of that nature.
Okay, so for those of us who maybe aren't, as knowledgeable in that area, really the only difference between the fajita and the taco would be the rice and maybe the bell pepper. Okay.
And you can now with tacos, I know a lot of people sometimes they just like have the taco and you may have like your lettuce and stuff on the side or on your taco, whatever you prefer. But with the fajitas, you can add your seasoned rice and your black beans and stuff, which if we do like I know this is an easy peasy, but if you guys ever want like, oh, well, how do you do that? Let me know, because I make a slamming black bean. I do.
Right. We know who we're going to get to do another easy peasy. Good. And that's still not adding that, it's still easy. It's not like you've got 100 ingredients in there. So.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
I have a question.
yeah, good.
When you add that one cup of that chicken, I know you sprinkle some of the seasoning. For people like me who's not that estimating the seasoning, what is your preferred? Like, is it
I would say a teaspoon, about a teaspoon. Yeah, that should go a long way. Me, I normally just do like a little drizzle and stuff. You got people who just like, oh, let's take this, right? Yeah.
There's some people like,
I would do
you
a
have to go
teaspoon.
by with a book.
Yeah, that measure.
Yeah.
Where I'm like Anissa, I tend to not measure things. So it's hard for people to follow sometimes because I always season to taste. It's like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But yeah, it's good to know. It's good to know because a lot of people do like to follow it, especially salt, if people have like a low sodium. But salt is always something that you can leave out, and you can, with these other types, this one does have salt in it, but when you're using different herbs and things like that, that's a good replacement for the salt at times.
The person who has a brand, I believe it's by McCormick, I'm not sure though, is Mrs. Dash. She's pretty salt friendly and trying to make sure keeping that low blood pressure and stuff in account with her seasoning. So she has a great line of, high blood pressure friendly and stuff of that nature kind of seasonings.
Connie says you can always taste as you go.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so before I plate this, does anybody want to be my chicken taste tester? Come on, Catherine. Gonna be my chicken taste tester. Okay.
Oh, here, let me get it.
I need
Okay.
to grab, yeah, I was just gonna publish. It smells really good. For those who can't smell it, it smells really good.
You can tell me if you.
Yeah, I'd say that's like a light toasted color. Yeah. I see you also like kind of chopped it a little bit too.
So you can keep them full or whole if you like them, or you can just put them in little pieces to give it that, you know, chicken. Yep.
Kind of love the sound of the sizzling.
Right? Did I grab? There we go. That's what I'm saying. I think I grabbed the one.
I just grabbed the fork. There you go. I could just.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you put red pepper or green pepper on it too while you're sauteing.
Oh,
while you're sauteing.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. And what were you asking again?
That's tacos. Okay, never mind.
Oh no, that's for you. Yeah, no, you can put that on there too. You can put that on. You can do that too. Like some people like putting cilantro and stuff in theirs and everything. If you want to put like bell peppers and stuff, you can do that too. There is no like perfect way. Oh, this is how a taco needs to be made. This is just, you know, an easy way for people who are just like, I just want to throw something together. And there you go. So now we're going to get into plating. So we're going to turn the heat down or keep it warm so it doesn't get cool. So is anyone like opposed to anything like, ooh, I don't like this on my taco, or ooh, I don't like that because I'm going to give this taco to whoever.
I want everything.
Everything. Sounds great. Now, something that I do with my tacos is you can always, to make them warm, you can sit them in the oven for like no more than 5 minutes and they'll heat them up. If you want them to have like a, I don't know if you guys have ever had like a chalupa kind of thing where it's nice and soft. What you do is you put a little bit of butter at the bottom of your pan and you just flip it like repeatedly for 5, you can do it for 5 minutes, 5 minutes, repeatedly, and they'll give it like this, I don't know, it's like this real toasted kind of flavor that I like. I enjoy it that way. So
anybody wanted to just leave it like a one pan thing, you could also, when you're done cooking that chicken, this kind of question, right? Transfer that maybe to another plate, like transfer your chicken and then throw your tortillas right in
there and do it together. Yep, right? You can do that too.
Easy.
Yeah. Easy, yep, exactly. Yep. So now that this is done, I'm going to put it on a plate so that it can be used for our dessert surprise. Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have any questions?
I was gonna say we can unplug and I'll tip it if you want.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here. Just... There we go.
All right. All right. So there we go. What I'm gonna do is, this is how I make mine. So take some sour cream. We're gonna thank Stephen and Kathleen for bringing us the good old sour cream. Can't have a good taco without good sour cream. At least anyway, my taco. But I'm making this taco for whoever wants to be my taste tester. That was a lot. And I just put it at the bottom. You said that's just right. All right. This is right. This is for you. So I put that at the bottom. We'll cover the bottom. Take some of the chicken and plate the chicken.
Oh, yeah, you got your tomato.
Take some tomato. Appreciate that. Yeah. Put some tomato on there. Are you okay with lime juice?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Take some lime juice, put it over. We'll do some guac. You want guac?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. If I can get this open.
Here, you want the knife?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a spoon.
Thanks. Yeah. Would you like cheese too?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
This is nice and easy because it makes quite a bit, and you can really like this is good. You can feed your family, right? Like an easy one pan dish.
Meal prep.
Yeah. All right. You can come get your taco.
Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You should show the camera.
Look at that.
Then
Thank
you try it and you let me know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make.
Not showing me the lettuce in the plate.
Look at that. That's a huge.
It's colorful.
It's
There we
there you go. Thank you.
Very colorful. Very voila. And we got to see what Candy thinks.
I have candy on my mouth too. My whole candy on my mouth.
Well, you're in the camera, so.
I should not.
There's no pretty way to eat a taco. It's okay.
Yeah.
No worries, I'm a little bit far away, so you'll be fine.
So good.
I'm glad you.
Wow. This is what we have do at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And no problem. And that's it, everyone. That's how you make vegetarian chicken tacos.
Thank you. Applause.
We're gonna move to our dessert portion if you're ready. If you need a few minutes for the plate to get hot, what we can do is we're just gonna kind of slide things over, give her some space on this table. You might help sliding.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll let her. Yeah, we're taking a mini commercial break. Now's a good time if anybody has questions or anything. Please just post your questions or
Is that enough space?
Watch
Candy eat her taco.
Yeah.
Is that enough space?
Anybody else with a taco?
Really good.
Mic on.
Wonderful. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you had a nice commercial break, although I have a feeling you might have been watching us. For dessert this evening, we are going to make the carob fudge that I bring sometimes. Very simple recipe in the sense of very few ingredients. 3 + 1. We have our carob chips. These are barley malt sweetened chips. All right. Then we have, the ingredients are very important here. Few ingredients, but ingredients. Then we have natural peanut butter. All right, so this peanut butter has to have in the ingredients on the back, dry roasted peanuts and salt, and that's it. So not the peanut butter with sugar in it, not the peanut butter with hydrogenated oil in it, none of that, just the natural peanut butter. If you use another kind of peanut butter that's not natural, it will not set up properly. And then I use this can be anything, but brown Rice Krispies, which can be kind of any version of brown Rice Krispies that you have. And then just a little bit of water. That's it. So I'm gonna call this the adventure portion of making Carob fudge, because normally I use one of these on a stovetop, but we don't have that available to us today. So I'm gonna use one of these and we're gonna just see what happens. Now, on the stovetop, you would use the temperature of 3. So medium low. You do not want to get this very high. This fudge is very tricky in the sense of, I know this is supposed to be easy peasy, but in the sense of if it's too high, it'll get too hard. If it's too low, it'll take forever for the carob chips to melt and the peanut butter to melt. So if you think of the ratio 4-1-2, that's the ratio. 4 cups of carob chips, 1 cup of peanut butter, 2 cups of brown Rice Krispies. But I'm using this pan, and this pan won't take that much. This is a, what is this? 11 by 7.5 inch pan. And it doesn't take that much. So I have to use 3 cups of carob chips, 3/4 cup peanut butter, and 1.5 cups of brown Rice Krispies. So I'm just going to pour this in here.
Where do you buy your carob?
So I was just going to make a disclaimer on that, because this might be the last time you ever see it. I don't know. These carob chips, which are barley malt sweetened, they're kind of difficult to find. I get them at Simply Living Natural Foods, which is, you have to stir the peanut butter. That's how you know you have the right kind, right? Which is online. It's from Country Life. However, they just discontinued it. Well, maybe not just they have discontinued that brand. So they sell other kinds. I have not tried the other kinds. If you use, and while we're doing this, I actually have some samples of the carob chips themselves. If Lisa would like to take them around to everyone while I'm stirring the peanut butter, so they can try this version, which tastes different from the unsweetened carob chips, which you don't want to use. And the sugar sweetened carob chips, which I'm not exactly sure how they would work. However, having said that, my mother has learned how to make her own carob chips.
Oh, wow.
So maybe that'll have to be the next class. I don't know. Yeah, she uses coconut oil. So anyway, all right, now that I've stirred this up, there's a trick to this too. You want it stirred up so that it's more or less even. If you just use, you can see, look, the carob chips are melting. If you just use mostly oil, you see the oil there. By the way, I have not oiled this pan because the peanut butter will oil it. If you use just oil like this, they will turn to flaky. It'll be a flaky fudge. If you don't use enough oil, it'll be too hard. So there's like this little trick. You want to get a good mixture of the oil and the actual peanut butter. And like I said, you can use creamy or you can use crunchy, because it's basically the same, basically tastes the same, right? And it's messy, very, very messy, you can see. So I'm getting it in there. I have this on a very low setting because, like I said, if it's too high, it will get too hard and it will be very chewy. And I've done like every version. I've done the want to keep it on a really low setting And you want it to get mixed with the
Connection issue.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay because are we back?
I think.
Are we back?
I think we're back.
People online, thumbs up. We're back.
Yeah, I see people.
See if you want thumbs up. Okay, as you can see, this is starting to melt. I'm actually a little worried because it's melting too well, which makes me wonder if it's gonna, if I put too much oil from the peanut butter in and it'll get too flaky. If it gets grainy, sometimes it can get hard and grainy while you're doing this. You just want to add a little bit of water. I put like a quarter cup in, something like that, just to help loosen it up. And that helps. But you don't want to put too much water in because then it will seize up. So this is definitely something that you do by feel and by watching it. But you want all those carob chips. So see, I put that little bit of water in, and as you can see, it's getting a little bit thicker. Just going to turn this heat down just a little bit. It's getting a little bit, and I just put a touch of water in.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Can you use a different kind of nut butter? Could you use almond butter or cashew butter?
I'm assuming that you could. I have not tried it.
Okay.
But I don't see why not, as long as it's like a natural kind, so that it will mix in and melt properly with it. All right. So we're seeing that it's starting to bind together now like this. So I'm just going to turn this all the way off. Well, no, it's still, there's still some, that's a little high. There's still some carob chips that are not quite melted yet. So let's just, although they don't have to melt all the way. I mean, after all, sometimes you're going to have the crunch of the brown rice Krispies anyway. So if you have a little crunch of carob, that's all right.
The crunchy that you taste.
Huh?
That's the crunchy one that you taste.
This is the crunch that you taste, yeah, right? So, cup and a half. And it's actually good to measure these, because if you go over on any ingredient too much, then it changes its texture and all of that. So now I'm going to turn it off. So I'm just going to mix it together, make a mess.
While she's mixing that, I'll let everyone know this is a Joy of Troy favorite. So that's one of the reasons we were excited when she decided she was going to do this for us. Everybody loves this fudge. It's delicious.
Hopefully this comes out the way I want it.
Second that is
Very good.
Now, unfortunately for everybody here, I did not make this ahead of time. So you could freeze it. So you could, I usually just put it in the fridge and it, hardens it up, but I'm sure it'll harden up on its own anyway. You could have it slightly warm if you want to. I don't know what that's going to taste like.
You're not opposed to that. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can see it's just kind of mixing it up in there. And then, there we go. And then just a little oil in here, because when you, or you can use Pam or something like that, spray, you can do spray or something. It will stick to the pan if you do not oil the pan. And this stuff is hard to get out. Yeah, go ahead.
Could you line the pan with parchment paper?
Probably.
Before putting it in, and maybe then would that help so it didn't stick?
It probably would, yeah.
Okay.
You said, I had a question. You said you can also do it with palm. Can you do it like with a butter stick also?
Probably, yeah. I mean, anything just so that it comes out easily. Right, so here we go. So we're gonna take that, and we're gonna take. I feel like this happens in my kitchen too, so welcome to my kitchen. Things are flying off the counters, right? And it comes in all messy like this, right? All right. And let's just take this. Okay. And you're like, how in the world do you get it to look like you look when you bring it in? Because this is like a big mess. Right? Right, let me know. All right. So I just take saran wrap or something similar to that. And I just put it over it and I just mash it down.
Right.
Yeah.
I can smell the peanut butter all the way.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just smash it down, that, and you know, spread it out. You know, you can see, I can pull it off a little so you can see. Yeah. Isn't that great? And then I just keep it there so that it can harden that way, and I pop it in the fridge.
Okay.
That's it. It's very, very hard to cut later after it's hardened. So you have to build in some cutting time to cut the square. But that's it. Easy peasy. Very quick. 10 minutes.
Oh, how long do you keep it in the refrigerator?
Until it's hard. No. Usually I make it in the evening. I throw it in the fridge, and then the next day yeah, but it probably doesn't take overnight. I'm sure it's just a couple hours.
Ever tried to freeze it? Put it in the freezer?
I have. Yes, after I have cut it, not before. Yeah. So, what you can do is after it hardens, you bring it out, you cut it into all the pieces, and then I would take it all out, put it in another container so that you have just the separate pieces in a container. Put that in the freezer, which I have done, and then take out pieces as you want to eat them.
So that's good to know that it freezes well.
It does freeze very well. Actually, you can't tell that it was frozen.
How long does it usually last? Like, not that it's going to last. I'm sure everybody will want to eat it right away, but
forever.
Like how long would last in the fridge? Like if you were...
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's literally peanut butter carob chips.
So a while.
A while.
Yeah.
It'll last a long time. You don't have to worry about it going bad anytime soon at all.
Question:
So,
where do you buy your carob?
Yes, so that was the question earlier. I get it online. No, that's okay. It bears repeating. I get it online. I used to get it at Simply Living Natural Foods, but they have discontinued this version. This is the sorry about the whole messy kitchen thing. I'm not used to cooking boxing. This is the kind that's sweetened with barley malts. So it's better for you, right? It's healthy. I think some people have used unsweetened carob chips. I don't like unsweetened carob chips. they need a lot of help to get, which is why I passed around some of these. You could taste it. It tastes good by itself, right? These taste good by itself. They do make carob chips sweetened with sugar. I haven't used those. I always use these because, you know, they're healthier and I think they taste better. I think they taste well. So hopefully those online and those of you here, if you do some searching and you find some somewhere else, let me know, because I'm still in the process of searching for some that are sweetened with barley malt. But like I said, maybe the next meeting, the next class can be how my mom makes carob chips, because she just decided to make her own and uses those for their carob fudge. So when all else fails, we can do that.
Yeah, because they're not the easiest to find. In this area, I only know of like 2 places that carry the carob chips, and neither one are made with the barley malt. I've used Chatfields, I think it's Chatfields. Okay. And I do like theirs, but I don't think it's sweetened with the barley malt. It may have sugar in it. And I know I've used another brand, Jenny something. I've used that, but I didn't make this kind of fudge. I made a different fudge that had dairy, like a sweetened condensed milk, and it was everyone here had it. It was really smooth. Like it was very hard to freeze. It was very, very hard. Even when I did it overnight, it was yummy. But but yeah, I could try it with one of those and see how it comes out. But if anybody has tried it with another one, they could put a comment in the chat or something and let us know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Where do you get your brown rice Krispies?
Hannaford.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I get a grocery store.
I've never seen brown rice ones.
So they're in a different section. I don't think I found these in the cereal section. There's this one section that sort of has all these like healthier gluten-free special crackers, their health food aisle kind of thing. I found them there. So there was several versions of it. These happen to be like sprouted wheat, brown or sprouted rice, or it's sprouted something with brown rice. I should look, don't follow me over. Here we go. Sprout and shine, right? But it doesn't have to be this brand. It can be any, and I use brown Rice Krispies because it's healthier than regular Rice Krispies. Yeah.
So when you make it, it has to be that resting, or can you do it like, I'm thinking like, like a Snicker bars, replace it with peanuts or pistachio.
Yeah, I'm sure you could, because like I said, I use also crunchy peanut butter, which has the, actual nuts in it.
Yep.
So I'm sure that you could supplement or, put things like that in there of, actual cashews or almonds or peanuts or those types of things. You probably could even put raisins in if you wanted to.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Some dried fruits,
dried
berries or cherries.
I'm sure all of that would work just fine.
No, I only asked because I don't know if that crispy thing is helping it for the texture.
It does help with the texture, for sure.
No, I was just because now I don't know if it is like regular nuts or anything, or the texture will kind of different, hard to buy. So
you have to try it and let us know. No. So I would put it in after it's heated. I wouldn't put it in while it's heating up. Like I put the Rice Krispies in after it was done heating. I turned the heat off and then I put the Rice Krispies in. I would put any of those items like dried fruits or nuts or that type of thing in it. I'm sure it might even get chewier if you did that. Right. This gives it a little crunch, sort of that little. Yeah. So I actually haven't played with it because I like it the way it is.
Yes, very good.
I think the dried fruit would be okay too, because it's just that it's dried. You're not adding any extra liquid to it to change the consistency. So that probably would be okay too. I would
Absolutely. Think. I'm sure. And with nuts too, the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Dried cherries. I was thinking that would be really good. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the simple version. Easy peasy.
Thank you. Questions or comments in the chat? Anybody? No?
No.
Okay.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We appreciate it. We'll be back on next month. I meant to look at the date before to see what that was. We'll check quick to see.
Check online.
Yes, it will be posted on the Joy of Troy website. We're checking quickly to see the date.
25th.
The 25th of February, come back again. We're going to do another easy peasy, and maybe it'll be the other half of this. You'll see how to make your own Carob lunch. Hey,
we'll see. I gotta get the recipe and figure out how to do it myself.
And if anyone tries any of this, post on our Facebook page, right? Rachel has that. Please post it. Post your pictures. Post any other. Let us know. How did it come out? How was it? Or any other ideas that you might have for doing this, please just let us know. And thank you again. Good night.